If you are on medications, it's a good idea to check with your doctor before you do add supplements. Another great preventative are omega-3s, and this happens to be a fish oil, but omega-3s help to reduce inflammation and can help to reduce allergic symptoms. So omega-3 oils come from flax, fish, chia, hemp, organic eggs, dark leafy greens, and the such. So increasing your intake of omega-3s can also be really helpful. It's really important to keep our sinuses clean. So something like a sinus care, like a nasal spray, or even just a saline spray. I often have my patients mix this nasosimpatico oil into saline. It has some peppermint and eucalyptus that open up the sinuses, as well as thyme and lavender, which help combat fungal infections or other low-growth bacterial infections in the sinuses. This is a really popular oil. So steam inhalations, using the neti pot, or a sinus spray can help to keep the sinuses really clean. It's also important when you go to bed at night, if you've been working out in the yard or been out in the hay meadow or the wind, to rinse off your hair. So to shower at night, or to just take a wet cloth and rinse everything off to get all those pollens and danders off of you before you lay down on the pillow and roll around. So keeping things clean, keep your sinuses clean. Garlic and onion and other high quercetin foods are great for the sinuses as well as chili. So we have lots of local Mexican restaurants serving up spicy foods and local curries and those types of things that help to keep the sinuses clean. So lots of color in your diet. If you are experiencing itchy, watery eyes, pain, redness, homeopathic remedies can be really helpful. These are two different homeopathics. This is a homeopathic pellets that you can purchase over the counter in lower doses. If you need higher doses, you would need to get those through a homeopath or a naturopathic doctor typically. Or homeopathics can also come in a liquid form. So I often use Euphrasia or Allium cepa, which are great remedies for allergic symptoms. I also may use a regional allergy drop. So these are dilutions of the regional antigens, and there's a kid's formula and an adult formula. So homeopathics can be great. It's like giving your body just a little bit of those antigens ahead of time so that you are better able to make those antibodies. So when you're exposed to the allergens, typically you will have less of a reaction. The beauty of homeopathy is that if it's the right remedy, it will help to relieve your symptoms. If it's the wrong remedy, it typically doesn't do anything. There's really typically no harm in using homeopathics. There's also some herbs. I have one formula here, and there's a variety of different herbal formulas, either through a acupuncturist or an herbalist or others in the valley that can give you herbs that can help relieve symptoms immediately, so are less preventative and more immediate relief. And so we can use a variety or a combination to help both prevent allergies as well as to reduce the symptoms if they're active. In children, cutting back on their sugar and their grains and rinsing them off when they come inside can help tremendously with helping to reduce eczema, asthma, and other allergic reactions. And the same would go with adults. If the dogs have been out rolling in the grass, brushing them off and getting some of those allergens off of them and keeping your house clean. So perhaps getting an air filter if respiratory symptoms are part of the bigger picture. So to summarize, eating a really good diet and getting lots of colors. I didn't mention previously, but I'll mention now, staying really well hydrated. So a general rule of thumb is to drink about half your body weight in ounces of water every day. So 120-pound female, getting around 60 ounces of water would be optimal. And certainly adding a little lemon to that or doing green tea or something would be fine, but coffees and sodas wouldn't count. So eating a really colorful diet, limiting those things that I mentioned, staying really well hydrated, keeping your sinuses and your hair relatively clean. Also consider taking your clothes off in the laundry room before going to bed so you don't bring all that dander in, or your overgarments. And then looking at vitamin C and flavonoids and other things that strengthen the wall of those mast cells so that you are less likely to degranulate and release that histamine, can help to reduce those allergies. If you're getting symptoms, you can use homeopathic remedies or herbal remedies. If you're going into a true allergic reaction, that is a medical emergency, and you should be seen at either one of the primary care doctor offices or at the hospital. And if you do have asthma, none of these remedies would be a substitute for your inhaler. And if you're someone who gets allergy shots, you need to be sensitive to that and follow the prescription on those as well. If you have any questions or you'd like more information about allergies, we're at the Main Street Clinic in Gunnison. Thank you.